Hello, everybody. This is Tuesday morning, October 22nd. That's right, 2024. Here's some things going on at St. Paul Lutheran. A couple days ago was Sunday, the 22nd Sunday after Pentecost. Jesus had a word about wealth toward his disciples. He truly ripped away all other forms or sense of security from you and me, so that we can be held to him and remain secure in his promise, a promise that lives on even beyond death. So that was Sunday's gospel lesson, especially. The supporting text definitely moved us in that direction as well. Truly a warning against the lure of wealth. This Sunday is a special one in the church calendar. It is Reformation Sunday, and we go from the Gospel of Mark to John chapter 8, and it's Jesus doing his thing. The truth will set you free. Again, a word that the Pharisees and others might not understand. What are we being set free from? How is this happening? Well, Jesus is going to reveal this to you on Sunday as well. Let's see. Confirmation is on Wednesday. We've got some things going on here. Wednesday night is actually a home Boyden Hull volleyball playoff game. So this week's lesson can be done at any time, kids. And you too, if you go to lutherhouseofstudy.com, if you want to follow along with the curriculum that our confirmation students are using, go to the 6th commandment. That's the lesson for this week. Hopefully, kids, you can go through this with a parent. So the 6th commandment, thou shalt not commit adultery. So we'll have that resonate with you, and we'll talk about it next time we're together. Adult Bible study will be at 1 p.m. on Wednesday. We are reading Where God Meets Man, and we're at the tail end of chapter 3. But if you haven't read any of it, you are welcome also. We'll have a good discussion on and read it together on Wednesday afternoon this week at 1 p.m. Now, last week I told you that over the weekend some high school youth would be taken up by Leah, my wife, up to Alexandria, Minnesota. That happened, and a few kids from in town that go to a different church also came along to this Augustana District hosted event. They got to be with a fun group of kids, 30-some kids from different LCMC congregations, and then their youth leaders or pastors could go. Pastor Aaron met them for a day and a half. He didn't have kids, but he was performing a role for the Augustana District, and so it was fun for these kids to interact with him, and Colin, another pastor friend of mine, and then Mark, who's a youth leader and going to seminary from Hutchinson, Minnesota. And then there were other relationships formed and strengthened as well. So some theology, they read Galatians, and this group had some awesome questions. It's on Lake Carlos, so here's a couple pictures of the girls doing a cold plunge in the morning. The rest of us had some cousin time over the weekend. Went back to the farm, Leah's folks' place. So Silas got to do some things in a grove of trees. Here the girls going out on canoe. Campfire. And it was quite a time of year. The color up there was really fun for them. All in all, it was a great retreat of resting in God's Word and meeting and playing with other people, games and such. So very good. This Sunday, we invite you to the lowdown on the Lord's Supper. There will be stations for all ages after church on Sunday. So that is our Sunday school for everybody. And we'll do a crash course on what the Lord's Supper is, what is being given, who is it's for, what are the benefits given to us in the Lord's Supper, and how are we to think about this. So that will be a good educational piece for all of us to look at some Lutheran distinctions on what God is up to in his supper that he gives. There's a few birthdays this week. Today, it is Jairus Rensink's birthday. Happy birthday to you today. Ron Tiedemann has a birthday tomorrow. And then Caitlin Egdorf has a birthday a couple days later. That would be on Friday. Also on that day, Leroy and Christy Tiedemann have an anniversary, a wedding anniversary. And then on Sunday, Reformation Day, is also the anniversary of Kurt and Iva Behrens. All right. Very good. Oh, I forgot to look into a concluding verse. Hold up. I'm going to change that real quick before I move on. There we go. Switched it out. We've got a word from Psalm 46 this week for Reformation Sunday. It wasn't hard to find. Well, this is one of my favorite Psalms. It might be yours too. And it is the basis for A Mighty Fortress is Our God, hymn that we'll sing on Sunday. For God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble. God has chosen, this is something we'll celebrate during the season of Advent and every day that we hear God's word, that God chose to come to us right here on earth where we do find trouble. Trouble of our own doing, trouble of our enemies' doing. The problem of sin exists in this world ever since the fall of Adam and Eve. We are in bondage, and what has God chosen to do about this? It is God who chose to send his Son into the world to save the world from their sin and the consequence of death. This is him, his work, justifying us and delivering faith to us. That's the God you have, the God of Psalm 46. Have a good week, everybody.